welcome to Full 42. It's actually kind of half 42 right now. We got 20, the full 21, I guess, or whatever it is, whenever Mike's not here. Mike's going to be here. Mike's supposed to be here, but Mike is playing Tabletop Simulator right now. I know because Discord is telling on him. So he's finishing up a playtest, and board games is kind of what we talk about and do, but we're not doing that today. Today we're talking about the best movies from 1995. I've got my list set up so that people can argue as much as they like about what's going on, but it's going to be, in the end, it's our taste of what it is. So know that that one movie that everybody's going to say this has to be on top is not going to be on my list. Maybe it's the one that you're saying, maybe it's not, but there is a movie I know that people are going to say this has got to be at least on top 10, and it's not even on top 10 for me. It looks like it's 20 something, maybe, or 17. Yeah, it's number 17. So I'll talk about that whenever we start getting into the list. Hey, Eric, everybody's on there. Yeah, that Mike, I know he'll be along in a minute. He knows he's late. But I didn't want to wait too long. Also, I haven't been here for a couple weeks, so I'm back here to that was a good movie, actually. Very good. I like that movie. Yes, oof. That was a fun one. Oh, well, I can't get into all of it because we got to go through the list. Who knows? Mike probably has that at his number one. He always has one or two movies that I've never heard of on these lists, which is weird, but that's fine. Makes them interesting. I never go back and watch them because they sound horrible. And he's not here to defend them, so I can say that. Let's see. So we're going to go over that list, but before then, we're probably going to talk about our usual announcements and do a Luca painting, and I've got some show and tell. I got some fun stuff. It's been a while. Yep, he says he will be here in just a second. I'm telling him we're live. So he'll be here in a minute, and then we'll get into the annoying stuff. I'm going to time him. All right, so lots of people talk to me, Jar. All right, so let's see. There's a lot of movies that are going to be talked about before we get to the list, and I'll probably not shout them out and stuff, but go ahead and put them in there, and we'll go back and see where we are. Michigan took a cue from Texas this week, and you're in the upper 90s. We're in the hundreds, man. It's like, I forget what it was today. It was actually pretty good today because it was overcast and raining. But earlier this week, not the real feel, but the actual temperature was like 102, 103. Or maybe that was weekend. And then, got pretty bad. So we just didn't go outside. Let's see. Got my top 5. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to cross over maybe 2 or 3 with most people, but there's one on there I bet you is really one that everybody forgets about. But if you remember, if you've ever seen it, you're going to be like, oh, man, of course that needs to be on there. And there's a bunch of them on there that will probably cross over with Mike. So I'll get to go into my 6 and 7s and stuff. And then there's some questionable ones in that range. And that's when it gets fun, right? Okay, so I do have some things I was going to show and tell. Before I get into, well, this is part of it, but Mike already knows it, so I don't have to tell him. I'll just tell you. So this weekend, just for fun, I'll tell you about this. I got to go to a local con and demo Critter Kitchen, which is this one right here, coming from Cardboard Alchemy. And, we probably talked a lot about this and stuff in the past, so most of you probably already know about it. And, Kickstarter and all that stuff was out there, so you probably know. But I had a blast at the convention. It was really interesting. I've never done that small of a con before. The con was in it was in the store, right? So it was a pretty big store. If I had to guess square footage, it was probably, I don't know, 18, 1800, is that a lot? 2000, something like that. It was pretty big. Lots of people. Hey, Di. Yeah. Oh. So I do have something cool to show about this actually. Because here, I'll put this back here where I'm supposed to be showing it. But I have from China, and nobody else has these yet. All of the wood bits here. Look at that. That's 38, I think. Yeah. Oh no, 37. 37 wood bits from the meeples. Some of these are huge for meeples anyway, right? Or animal meeples? Animal meeples? How do we say that? What do you call them? I think the biggest one is the shark. That's a big guy. So, on a hand. And he's got a little hamburger. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Hamburger on the shirt. It says he loves hamburgers. I drew that. That was funny. Well, I drew the first draft of it. Sandara then went in and said, let me do a better hamburger, which fair to her, she did. But yeah, that demoing was a lot of fun. I didn't do full demo. I don't know if any of you have done demos before. I know some of you have actually. But if you've ever done demos before, you don't usually do the whole game unless it's a small game, a quick game, like a 15-minute game or something. So I just ran a couple rounds and then showed them how in-game scoring worked. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a huge table. Didn't need that big of a table. So I could spread out all the stuff. Like I got the expansion, things like that. So I have a couple other fun showy stuff, but I wanted to wait for Mike to get here because he hadn't seen those. So let's talk about how bad Mike is. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, here he is. I called him forth. Man, that was good timing. I said, all right, Mike's not here. Let's talk about how bad Mike is. And you popped right in.
Perfect. It's like I was waiting for you to say something.
Yeah. Alan.
Hi, everyone.
Alan.
Sorry I'm late.
Yeah, I told him it was all your fault.
It is.
You're all late.
Completely.
I hadn't seen you in a while, man. I was telling him, I've been gone for 2 weeks, so took some time and had some fun a little bit on the ways. I was just telling him that I was demoing at a convention this whole weekend, which I already told you about.
Right, yeah, I knew about that.
Yeah, pointing out.
Yeah, I was, my friend, some of you might know, but my friend Steve was over. Typically, we play test this game that 3WS is doing on Wednesdays, but we had a conflict last week, so we decided to do it on Monday. And this one was, I can't wait to talk more about it. Like, I'll give you a little bit of like, holy shit. I can't wait to do more with it. But this was a good one. There's 13 scenarios in the whole thing, and this was scenario 12. So it's kind of leading up into the finale of what we've been going through for the past 11 scenarios and into this one. And there was a lot going on, and Steve and I were legitimately stumped in this area, this one place that we had to continue to figure out where we wanted to go. Every place we wanted to go to, we just kept hitting dead ends. And it was really cool, but it was a really tough one to get through. So took a little longer than expected, but yeah, I can't wait to talk more about this one. This one's going to be good. So yeah, it was totally my fault. Chris was on time. Chris was yelling at me in Discord, which I'm glad I didn't have up on my.
Was I yelling? I didn't use an exclamation point until after we were live, and I just went live.
Exclamation one of your things. Yeah, you said
no
you're
cap,
late again. How dare you?
No, that would have had a lot more cuss words in it if that's
sure. Yeah.
No, and I was showing them off. I was showing them off. I was showing off all the what are meatballs that I.
Oh, for Canvas Kitchen. Yeah.
Canvas. That's yours.
I know.
Too many critters.
Canvas Kitchen.
No. Yeah. So I was just talking about that. So cool. Nothing interesting.
I'm sure it was very interesting. It's good that you have something to talk about. At least you usually don't have shit to talk about.
I brought some show and tell.
I like it.
I have some show and tell stuff.
That's fun.
Yeah. Oh, I also you know how usually we do this big thing, like and subscribe. It's all in our face and stuff. So I fixed that. Right, I moved it, so now it's right there.
Perfect. That's great.
I can just leave it up too if you want people to do the thumbs up.
I would prefer it because then you wouldn't see me roll my eyes the whole show at you when you're not listening to me.
Don't worry, I got a middle one for us.
Oh, nice
big middle one. And you know, if you feel like it, you could always.
Yeah, but you'll use that one when this is the scenario.
Yeah. That's what we want to do. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, and you know, we could always, for old time's sake, hide behind the big like and subscribe. And we're doing all that, of course. They hit the bells and the whistles and the trains, whatever it is that you got to hit.
What did I miss in the chat? Did I miss it? I got to go back and check all that.
A lot of people talking about how they hate that you're always late. I think.
Yeah.
They were unsubscribing. I think we lost like.
Oh, good. It worked. My plan worked.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, so I have 3 things now to show and tell because I already did the show and tell with the Critter Kitchen thing. Just fun things. And then, you know, we could do announcements too, or make that part of announcements since I don't actually have anything to announce.
I like it. Who's saying Mike Wazowski?
That was Eric. Oh, look at that.
I got him right
you're in the basement too. We haven't seen you in the basement for a while.
I know. I'm down with my games again.
Got some good troubles behind you. That's good.
Yeah. Well, upstairs, I don't know if you noticed last week. Last week? Was it last week? I have your first edition troubles is upstairs, upside down in the background.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, because of orange, I had this while I was demoing.
Oh, nice.
Nice apron, Critter Kitchen apron, and
I like it.
The bosses sent me orange one just for me.
Nice. I saw Jason put up because Jason was out there at Corey's doing Andromeda's Edge stuff, but I guess he got or whoever else was out there, they got like a little goodie bag of stuff, and the apron was one of that. The dragon, something else, forgot what else they got, but the apron was one of the things that was in the video.
What color apron did he get?
It
wasn't orange, right?
I'm gonna say purple.
All right, good, because I want to be the only one with the orange one.
I'm not 100% on that one.
I will rage quit if I didn't. No, I'm kidding.
Also, Matt, did you see you were my announcement today for QSCon?
Nice.
Neat.
I haven't been on Facebook. I didn't see that. Oh, meaning I need to post about this show to people. There you go.
Sure, that usually does a thing.
There I did. Yeah,
I noticed Matt put up a thing earlier that him and his company, they've crossed the 70 games mark of games that they've worked on.
That's awesome.
70. That's bonkers.
Thank you. Yeah, that's insane. And not only that, but they're
it's more
amazing games. There's tons of great games in there. Yeah.
It's over 100. What was the 70 then you posted? Oh my God, I would have posted that it was over 100. I thought your thing was that you've now worked on over 70 games. That's why I put. Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Reading comprehension. Got it.
Well, get on it. We want to see them.
Jeez, that's amazing, man. Good for you. You're gonna bring
I think they hit the wrong background. Get the wrong background on right now. Hold on. I'm supposed to have this one. That's the up-to-date one. There we go.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. All right. So I know we got announcements and stuff. Been a little while. And what do you got going
on? I mean, I'm knee deep in QSCon stuff. We're 3 weeks. 3 weeks from Thursday. Will be the VIP day for QSCon. So I'm in the slight panic mode because the shirts have been ordered. I had to order them from 2 different sites because the one local guy doesn't have the direct to garment. So I had to order from the old place in Vegas. But all the merch has been ordered. The dice are on their way, and the jerseys that are being made are seemingly done and on their way. But I have none of it, so I'm definitely in panic mode with all that stuff because like I don't have it and I want it, and it freaks me out. But other than that, I'm starting to get all the Play to Win support from all the companies. There are over 40 companies that sent stuff for Play to Win for QSCon. Like
you're saying play to win.
Play to Win, yeah.
I thought you were saying Play-Doh win. Like
Play to Win.
go and play with Play-Doh and
Yeah.
then win. Okay.
No, it's something new we're doing. We're just going to play with Play-Doh for 4 days, and whoever can make the best box cover will win a jar of Play-Doh. It's going to be great. No, Play to Win. Play to Win.
Play to win. Yes.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, and every day of the con, there's a different selection. So all the stuff that'll be there on Thursday will be given away on Thursday, and then there's new stuff on Friday and Saturday. Some places will do it the entire weekend and then give it away. But I feel like it's just nice to give stuff away every day. So, but yeah, there are 40 different companies that are giving stuff for Play to Win for QSCon. So it's exciting.
I still hear Play to win.
You could say Play to Win. That's fine. Now I'm gonna make it a thing. Now it's gonna be Play to Win. We'll make
at least you can win Play-Doh. I did see at the store it was like this tall. They had every color of Play-Doh all in one big box. Almost got it.
That's good.
I almost got it just for the smell. You remember how Play-Doh smells?
Yep.
It's weird. Oh, yeah. It's like I hate it and love it at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Matt, that'd be great. These guys?
Yep.
Yeah. Look at that thing. But yeah, if you have a couple of these to give out, I mean, we have a huge playtest designer group in the area. I'm sure they would love those. Play-Doh win.
So obviously, QSCon. QSCon? Is that right?
Market, can I hit a B?
There you go.
It's 17-17. You said it right.
I tried because it's close. I want to be supportive. Help you out with QSCon.
I'm impressed. And then it all goes away.
Anyway, that's rolling up. So I know you're going to have lots of stuff to do. You also have, let's see, several things coming soon, right? Kickstarters and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That you can do.
Yeah, there's a few things. So the Vast Grim.
We'll get to the movies, but we got to cover a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I also have to go see The Thing. I haven't seen The Thing yet. So the Vast Grim is going to be in October, I believe. I think that's still the plan. So that'll be a Kickstarter, and that's the game with me, Daryl, and Adrian. And nice. Then Canvas Critters will be in November. That's through 3WS. And then the one with Van Ryder, the Tales of Myth and Legend, that was with Bobby and Keith. That'll be Q1. I think that's being pushed just to make sure some things are being tightened up and more accurate as we go into it. That'll be Q1. So the next few months will be a little crazy. In addition to QSCon.
All three of those are going to Kickstarter, right?
Kickstarter, yeah. I think the Tales of Myth and Legend.
It wasn't Troubles. Don't worry about it.
Something just fell, right? I think the Tales of Myth and Legend will be GameFound. I'm not 100% on that. I think it's going to be GameFound. But yeah, the other two will be Kickstarter. Yeah. So there's that. There's QSCon. There's 2 weeks after QSCon is Retro Game Con, which is 7,000-ish people in the local Syracuse. Well, it's in Syracuse, but 7,000-ish people come, and it's mostly retro video game focused.
I don't know if you know this or not, but you're an 8-bit character right now.
Perfect. Yeah, I see that. I have one. That's great. I love it. Can you still hear me at least?
Oh, I hear you fine. Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. That's all that matters. No one needs to see me. So yeah, that's focused on retro gaming, retro video gaming, but there's a tabletop presence as well. So that's 2 weeks after QSCon. Then I announced in November we're doing a 24-hour day, QSCon 24-hour day, November 16th into the 17th, and that's going to raise money for the local children's hospital through Extra Life. So yeah, it's not like I have anything else going on. I might as well throw some more stuff on my plate.
I am standing still next to all your stuff because I have no announcements about what I'm doing other than just stuff that I can't talk about.
There's another one that I want to talk about, but we want to finalize the details of it first but it looks like it might happen second or third week of September, like right before QSCon happens. There might be something else that I'll talk about later on.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, well, I borrowed his hamsters. I'm giving them back to him at QSCon when he gets here.
Yeah, at least you're not pausing. Oh, you're back too. I can see you now.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's just your visual's going a little weird.
That's funny.
I do have something that I want to announce I want to discuss with you that might become an announcement maybe next week or the week after, depending on what we do and stuff. Okay. I got a cool idea. Anyway. Okay. So remind me after the show to tell you in secret and
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. That sounds fun.
42 related. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So
I also have the other thing that we do every Monday.
Oh, Luca.
Yeah.
Luca painting.
This is actually this one is done on what's today? 26th. So this was 2 days ago. So he will be 3 in November. Also, Mika painted 5 today. Luca only did 4. Wow. Mika actually painted 5. One of them was a 1 color, and he was just like, "I'm done." And it looked really.
Was good. He doing the thing like what was it, Ruby Rod in Fifth Element, where he just like takes a paintbrush and walks past all of
them? No, not that good. I think I have a picture of him doing it. These are all the ones that were done today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he did a lot. But this is the one that Mika did that I was like he was done with it. I really liked it. It looked really good.
Oh yeah, I like the color.
Yeah, it's cute. So this one was done 2 days ago by Luca. He does watercolor. He does them on 4x4 canvas. He's been doing them for what will be 3 years now 2 years now in December. Not 3 years because he'll be 3 in November. So that doesn't make any sort of sense. And then what we do is we look at them from a weird perspective in our own brains to figure out what the hell is wrong with us. And this is
like Rorschach.
Today. Yeah. So this is today. This was 2 days ago. And
what you got?
I know it's a little dark.
Wow. That might be the darkest one he's ever done. I don't think he's worked with. I guess it's black.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was black on top of the purple and the pink.
Man, I like this one. Zoom out a little bit more. Just so I see.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I get like a Space Whales vibe from it, like a black hole, and you got space whales flying around it. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I know. I hear you.
Oh, we got some, what's everybody see here? Death at Sea. Went a little darker than me this time. If
I can give you a little bit better. There you go.
Narwhal in the bottom left. Yeah. Yeah, I almost went with Narwhal, but the other ones don't have the... Yeah, that's a really cool one.
I definitely see the Narwhal. It's for sure. You can see the Narwhal.
A tear in the fabric of reality with blue feathers exploding out of it. Blue feathers. Oh, that's a cool idea. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's the BAMF that happens right after Nightcrawler leaves. I could see that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Narwhal at the bottom. Got a couple of narwhals here. It reminds me of the cover of that one werewolf movie. I don't know which one you're talking about. Now I want to know.
Mothman. That's interesting.
Mothman. Okay. Yep.
Another narwhal.
Great one cometh. We're gonna watch Evan there. Eye of Sauron vibes. Yep, I can see that.
Oh, I like the High's next one. The narwhal dancing with a shark.
Yeah,
like there.
You know what it could also be like if the sun, like if you're underwater and you're looking up and you see the narwhal and then the shark is kind of like above him with the sun right behind it, so it's silhouetted.
Interesting.
Yeah, the skiing resort. No, Banff is the I don't know what the skiing resort is. Banff is the thing that happens every time Nightcrawler teleports.
Yeah.
Shot of an eye. Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the Purgles when he was painting this one.
Yeah, you saw that too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Ice
for sure.
Witch. Yep. No idea. Yeah. So was he looking at anything or trying to make anything? Just
No, yeah, he just painted.
yeah, I like that one.
He was just picking his colors and painting.
Nice.
Good job on that one. I like that one. Right there.
Well, I've got 3 show and tells.
Do it.
Little ones and stuff. We just did an art thing, so I showed this already on Facebook a couple weeks ago, but I just found it again while I was moving some stuff. I was like, "Oh, that's cool," and I got to get back to it. But I started teaching myself how to tattoo.
Oh, right. I remember you saying
and
something.
So that's the fake skin. That's my first fake skin tattoo.
Nice.
Had to do Gur because he's adorable.
That looks good.
And yeah, it's pretty good. If you get real close, you can see where I kind of went too light in with some of the lines and then darker in others and stuff. But, I'm going to fill this page up with more stuff. So hopefully next week I'll have more things, maybe even color. See how that looks.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, maybe if I ever do make it to CoosCon, I'll be doing tattoos for people there.
You could tattoo. I'll get a tattoo from you if you come to Q's.
Yeah, I'll bring my tattoo gun.
QsCon.
CoosCon. CoosCon. I'll say it right eventually.
I mean, the thing that baffles me is that you live in Houston and you say Houston correctly.
Houston.
No, you don't say Houston. You say
no, it's Houston.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's the same as
CoosCon.
It's Cuse. It's the same thing.
Well, you should spell it COU, just like Houston.
And you would say CuseCon with COUS?
No, I wouldn't.
No, you would not.
No. I also I got stuck. You ever get stuck in one of those word modes where like I realized that the word good, OOD, right, doesn't rhyme with anything else other than like wood. Everything else is like food, right? Yeah. It's that oof thing, and I kept trying to find other words, and I was like, why is that? It should be GOUD, like wood or good, right? Yeah. And I went down a whole rabbit hole with that, but
yeah, look at the EA. If you look at like beard and bear and ear and
CowsCon,
all the CowsCon, that's a little different.
That could be Texas. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
We have cows everywhere, even in the middle of Houston. Okay, so that was one. The other one, I just got this today, so I had to show it off. Everybody's going to show them off.
Oh, yeah, nice. Multiverse, yeah.
Is that not awesome? You just got yours too?
Yeah, I got mine a couple days ago.
Look how huge.
Yeah, that's a mini.
It's still a mini because he's bigger than a planet, right?
Yep. Did you play? We played on Thursday. We played the Civil War from Multiverse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little underwhelming.
Oh, I haven't tried that one.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, it was okay. It could have been like I played Kid Loki for the first time,
mm-hmm.
and it just felt like every card was a wild, and his special abilities didn't trigger because they were in Civil War. There weren't villains, so there weren't crisis tokens or anything. So it seemed a little disconnected.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a few heroes that just don't work in certain scenarios or work too well. Like I said, I did the whole Thanos Infinity Gauntlet, and Doctor Strange is way too powerful in that.
I love it.
It's too powerful.
And then, with so many characters and so many combinations, like it's like the Scythe problem in the beginning. Like, there's no way you can predict all of it and how it's all going to work.
Oh, sure. And it's still fun to try it anyway. The other thing I wanted to show off, and I'm glad Steven is here, is these.
And
there
you go.
Mostly want to show them off just because I wanted to thank Steven personally for sending them to me. That was awesome. And I can't wait to try them out too. And since I just got all this stuff, I've got so much to try it out on. Right.
That's awesome.
So those are so cool. There we go.
I found out. So a friend of mine was at Millennium a couple days ago, the local shop, but the biggest one in the country in Rochester, and they had the not the Deadpool one, but not the Witching Hour one. They had another one I didn't have. I forgot what it was, but it was one of that and the Witching Hour I don't have. So I asked him to pick me up that one, and then the Witching Hour one, which was Gen Con, I found out has like the Mr. Sinister deck. It's going to have Grey Hulk. It's going to have the Juggernaut. All those character packs that you can get at the conventions, but they're coming with minis. Are in the Witching Hour one.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of upsets me that I have the Grey Hulk.
But now you're going to have a mini for the Grey Hulk.
And another set of cards I didn't have to go like finagle from people. That's fine.
Sure, but now you get a mini in it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can only, as far as like promotions and stuff like that goes, it's been what, 2 years? So that's pretty good that they held off until then.
Oh, it's neat now that those people that can't get to Essen can now get the character deck, like, and not spend $50 on the fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. In fact, I missed, I forget what it was, but there was another one that they were giving out that Gen Con, and I missed that one. So I can't remember.
Grey Hulk, Juggernaut, Mr. Sinister, and
it was Juggernaut. That's what it was. I missed Juggernaut, and I like Juggernaut too.
There's another one too. There's 4 of them that have been out. I don't remember.
Well, I do, because I actually started painting my normal Hulk, and he's all black with white on top, and I never got around to painting him. Instead,
all you really need to do with the Grey Hulk one is give the white teeth and the eyes, and then give it an ink wash.
Yeah.
Paint it.
Well, with the new ones that just got here, I saw the Red Hulk is in there, and that's perfect timing.
Yeah, that's really good timing. Yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's a bunch of board game silliness,
cool
stuff like that. I mean, there's plenty of other stuff, because for whatever reason, this last 2 weeks have just been like new games coming out of the woodwork from Kickstarter and all that stuff. I got, or this wasn't from Kickstarter, but I got Gnome Hollow finally and got to play that. Have you played that one yet?
Haven't played it yet. I got the overview and learned it, but I haven't gotten it to the table as of yet.
It deserves the buzz. I think once you play it, you're like, okay, I can, even if it's like, this isn't mine or my favorite or whatever, you can see that it deserves the buzz and stuff. And it is for me. I think I like it. I think I've only played it once, but if I play it a few more times, I bet you it's going to be in the top 15, maybe top 10, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, we were talking to, I think Pat mentioned it when we were at the op, and someone wanted to localize it, or they wanted to do something with a less expensive version. And they were like, yeah, but the magnets on the board make it expensive. Can we do triple layer? So, because it's double-sided, those things are double-sided.
Right.
And Pat was like, this is the lesser version. Like, adding the magnets in there is actually cheaper than doing the triple layer board. It's
not even that expensive though. I think it was 55 or 60. Yeah. I got it at Barnes and Noble. They had
yes, it should be $50. Yeah. The upgrade pack is cool.
That's not bad at all.
No.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't see the upgrade pack, so
you'll get it.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Any other announcements we should cover before we dive into?
No.
What is it we're diving into? Oh yeah. This is the part where we start talking about the thing you actually show up for, which is best movies of 1995. Right.
Yes, I'm going to do something a little different with this one.
All right. Did you put the new banners in there?
Number 1, number 2, number 5. Yeah, put them in.
Okay. Well, I was like, I don't need to put those in there because I've got something up my sleeve.
Oh, you do too, huh?
Uh-oh. What'd you do? This is why we should talk before the show.
No, it's much better when we don't. What's up your sleeve?
Oh, it's something something I should have done a long time ago, which is whenever we start with number 5, bam, we have a big number 5 to put up there now.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I've been putting a little graphics on there, remind everybody to do that.
I like how it's covering up my name, covering up my face. It's really good. Yeah, I like it. It's really good.
I should find a way to put them all up at once so it just covers the whole thing.
Sure. Yeah, you might as
it's
well.
It's a whole thing of thumbs up and numbers.
I like how you don't put the number 5 like up here where it's not in the way of everything. You just put it right over my name.
Yeah, that would totally make sense, right?
Yeah, that was good.
But if we ever do 10, it'll definitely be covering up.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's great. And if we go like top 100, I'm just out. You don't even know who I am at that point. That's great. And like subscribe while we're doing the top 100. That's good.
Now, if you actually put things in the list that was from your favorite to least. I
Uh-huh.
would say we should do a top 100 video sometime, but you don't.
Nope.
So
Nope.
you just be spouting out 100 random games.
Yep, I would. I'd have
Nobody
them in
wants
some sort of order. Like I definitely have a number one. I have a number one from '95.
Andrew.
Hey.
Talk
I
about
definitely have a
vacation.
number one from 1995. There's a
Do you?
clear
Okay.
for me. There's a clear winner.
I had a struggle between two.
So that's where up my sleeve is coming from. So I'm going to predict your 5.
You're not gonna get them, but you're
Not
you're
in
gonna
order.
get some of them. You'll get some of them, definitely.
Not in order. I'm gonna say these 5
Okay.
are going to be your 5 and see how many I get right.
Oh, okay. You're gonna write them down.
I'm gonna mark them, and I'm gonna put. I mean, whatever. I'm just gonna put a star next to the ones that I think, and I'll say it. You can react. You can not. You can do whatever you want to do, but these are the.
I'll trust that you got the little marker there. Now I want to change it up just to mess with you, but that wouldn't be that wouldn't
I
be.
feel like that one. I don't know if you know this one. Maybe you do. Maybe
That's the name of this game. That is our show right there.
I'm going to go with this one. All right, so these are my 5. This is my prediction for your 5.
Oh, don't say them.
Yeah, because
no, you got them written down. Just tell me whenever I hit one.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know what? Is your writing legible? Because I was going to say, I'll close my eyes. You can show everybody.
No, they're not in order. There's 2 and then gap and then 3. It's okay. It's cool.
Yeah,
you're right. If you hit one,
why
I'll
prepare?
I'm good.
All right.
All right.
I can definitely tell you there is one on there. I said at the beginning of this, whenever you weren't here, that there's one on there that I know there's going to be several people upset that it is not on top 5. It's not even top 15. So.
Okay. That's going to be this.
Think so? All right.
Which is weird because I have it starred, but now I'm second guessing. All right, we'll see.
All right. Yeah, let's get into our number 5.
You want to start
right over your name? Your 5 Cole. Yeah.
You want me to lead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Stomp one of mine already.
No. This one I don't think I'm be impressive even. No, maybe you saw it. I don't know if it's on your list. But it's the first movie I saw with Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah, it's definitely on my list, but it's not in my top 5. But yeah,
is it top 10?
It is top 10. It's number 10 actually. Right, you know what? That should be number 9. Honestly,
Rumble in the Bronx is amazing. Watching him do what he did in that movie was bonkers. And then that was it. I started looking at all the other stuff he did, and then everything that came out after. Like that put him on the map for me. That was the first time I remember watching him do all that crazy shit.
I think was that the one where he was dubbed? Someone spoke for him. Because there was one right before then, and I can't remember which one, but there was one right before then. I know that someone dubbed their voice, but I think he speaks for himself in English for the first time in that movie.
In Rumble in the Bronx, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but yeah, I saw that when it came out as well, and that I was already a big fan of kung fu movies. I would sit there Saturday and watch them all day long and stuff. But this was like a new take. This was wacky kung fu in English. It was weird to come to America and have that experience and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, just
that's
him doing his own stunts, like jumping, especially when you got it later on, you got to look at the outtakes on the DVD and all that thing.
Yeah,
like him jumping through the shopping cart, like he hurt himself in a lot of those takes. Like he is an animal, an absolute animal. But it was so cool to see that movie happen with everything that he was doing was.
That's also the one where he's fighting and he opens up the fridge and hits the guy and hits him with the other part of the fridge. Yeah. Yeah,
bonkers, absolutely. I mean, the choreography in the fighting is it's sick.
Don't they show like the mistakes and stuff, the stunt mistakes during the credits? Or if they don't do it there, I know they do it in other Jackie Chan.
Maybe. I remember seeing all the outtakes, and especially the like him hurting himself doing his own stuff. Like I remember seeing all of those little vignettes or whatever they were, but that I love that movie. I love him for that movie.
Yeah, Rumble in Bronx, very good. Yeah, I get it as my number. It should be my number 9, not my number 10. I'm going to move that real quick because I don't want to. Not that we'll get to that, but
Okay.
I like to have things in order.
Yeah. Do you keep them? Like, do you keep your orders just in case?
Yeah. I save them on a little notepad doc.
I have them on a piece of paper and then I throw them out because they are recorded on here.
Yeah, but then you got to watch the shitty show.
It is tough. It is tough.
Yeah, who wants to do that? Weirdos.
I'm with you. All right, so that's my number 5.
Yeah, I like it when they do that too. I think they do it in Rush Hour too. Where they show the outtakes.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, it's good. So my number 5 has to be on a list. It's an epic tell, and unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of the actor anymore. But slap on some blue paint and cry for freedom. Go Braveheart.
Yeah.
I mean, this was was this the first time I watched a Mel Gibson movie? It might have been. I'm not even sure what he.
No, Lethal Weapon, not Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, but I saw Lethal Weapon after. I didn't see Lethal Weapon in '87 when it came out. I saw Lethal Weapon a little bit later because I would have been 8, 9 years old or something like that.
Sure.
So this might have been the first time, but. In any case, you have the whole epic tale of the hero and the big battles and the love stories, and that's the beginning of not the beginning. I almost think Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves was almost the beginning for me of that kind of idea and stuff. Yeah. But of course, this one's based off of a real person instead of a legendary person. But
yeah,
still. Love the movie. Still a great movie. You still think about the freedom at the end, and
yeah, sure. I'm with Wayne on this one though. Like I liked it, but then when you get into and obviously movie magic and Hollywood liberties and what they do with actual stories and make it and whatever, it kind of fell down for me. And also you watch it, it didn't have as much of an impact as The Patriot. If you go back and watch Mel Gibson's The Patriot. I loathe that villain, and every time I watch it, I hate him more and more. He does it.
I like The Patriot, but I like Braveheart more.
Yeah.
And part of it is because of the. First, let me address the historic thing. Is I never ever expect these to be historically accurate.
Sure. Yeah.
If I go see the Napoleon or Lincoln or anything like that, I just expect it to be fiction.
Right.
And that's fine if it's way fiction, if it's Tarantino fiction and it's supposed to be historical, that would be weird, but
like Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, which by the way was an amazing book, and the movie sucked.
Yeah.
So, but I highly recommend the book. It's different too, very different.
Mm-hmm. Star.
But yeah, you prefer Patriot. I mean, I can totally see it. There's some cool stuff to that as well. I think I like the side characters more in Braveheart, though.
Yeah,
I thought they were funnier.
Yeah, they were good. It was a good movie. It started. I mean, I loved it, and then it fell a little bit.
Sure. All right, so that's our number 5. Are we doing a snake? Or are we?
We can snake.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I'll start with my number 4. I shouldn't have done number 4 in orange. Now that I see it go over the name tags, or like you said, I should probably put it up high. You know why I didn't put it up high? Because I thought if we ever have a third person, that'll be right in their face. And I wouldn't want to put something right in somebody's face.
Yeah, why would you want to do that? Also,
that'd be rude.
The third person's on the bottom. But yeah, I get where you're coming from.
That's true, yeah. All right. So my number 4, I'm just having fun with that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So my number 4 is, this is the one I said at the very beginning before you were here, that there's one on there that I bet you a lot of people forget about, because it's not talked about a lot, but when you bring it up and people have seen it, they're like, oh my God, yes, this is an amazing movie. And it's not one you rewatch a lot, really, but it's Mr. Holland's Opus.
Oh, wow. It's Richard Dreyfuss?
Yes.
Wow.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I would not have put that in your.
Oh, it's so hard. I mean, like, it's just like, it's a great story, and it's very real feeling. And I think the older a person gets, the more they start feeling that I thought my life would be this, but it became this, and this is still pretty good, but in a different way than you ever expect. It's got a lot of, at different levels of your life, it's got different feels and stuff. So, yes. Yeah.
Good pick. I did not think that would be a thing that you would talk about.
Yeah. I mean, if people haven't seen it, Richard Dreyfuss is amazing, and he plays a music teacher in high school, and he thinks he's going to be a great composer and all that stuff. And yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a great human piece.
Good pick.
All right, what's your number 4?
This is a tough one for me. I'm still don't know what I'm going to do with these two that I have written down, and I want to talk about both of them, and I'm hoping you'll talk about one.
I mean, I've got the next 3 are so obvious.
Yeah.
That I'm sure you're going to be stepping on them.
Well,
and that's fine, because I got backups. I'm fine if you step on them. So,
all right, let's see if this forces you into a backup that I think you'll talk about. Although this one I know is on your list.
Yeah.
I can let you have that one.
I mean, if you see the list, you should know at least 2 out of 3. You should know 3. You should know 3 of them.
I thought I had 5, but Mr. Holland's Opus was a curveball.
I knew it would be.
Oof, that was a tough one.
It's just it's a masterpiece of a movie.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I think it would hit differently now than it did when, like, the first time I saw it, obviously.
Do you think that because of the state of you, or the state of how movies are?
No, me personally.
Yeah.
Like, my point of view, my
Exactly,
history, my whatever. Yeah, I think it would land a little bit differently now than it did. Yeah, Candyman 2.
Candyman 2. Not even 1. It's 2.
All right. Well, I was
actually there was something that had part 4 in it that looked so bad. What was it?
Oh God, yeah. There was a 3 that I couldn't believe was a thing.
Maybe it was 3. I was thinking, yeah. I can't remember what it is now. Land Before Time 3 was on there.
Yeah, Land Before Times are fun though. It's hard to. I started watching it with them because Luca likes dinosaurs, but that one's a hard one to watch.
I never even watched the second one. I'm like, aren't you dead yet?
You know the ending.
First one was amazing. I didn't want anything to.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So in 94, 93, I definitely hit a lot of this person's movies because he's just I just adore him. And I'm gonna bring up Jumanji.
Jumanji 2, you mean?
Jumanji 1.
Jumanji 2 was 95.
Nope, not Jumanji 2.
Yeah? We already had Jumanji.
Why do I have it on my list? It wasn't 2. There wasn't a 2.
Are you sure? Did I just see that wrong?
Pretty positive.
Oh, you know what? No, you're right. You're right.
1995, American Fan. I'm not wrong.
Okay, here's what happened.
There's not a 2.
Here's what happened. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be I'll be roasted a little bit. All right. So yeah, look at the spelling. See how there's a J and an I?
Yeah.
On my glance, I thought that was a part 2, like a Roman numeral 2. I was like, oh, there's a part 2, and just moved on.
Yeah, this is Jumanji 2. Oh,
all right, yeah. Ignore me. Yeah, you're good.
That's Jumanji 2. Sci-fi Jumanji.
Yeah.
So wait, Jumanji's not on your list?
It's not, because I thought Part 2, I would never watch that and moved on.
So does that adjust your list then?
Oh, it would definitely adjust it. Jumanji would not be in top 5 though.
Wow.
It would be. Let's see. It'd be number 10 after Rumble in the Bronx, actually.
So what did it just force out of the top 10 then?
Bad Boys.
Wow. Interesting. All right. Yeah, Jumanji. I mean, Robin Williams is killer. I don't remember seeing anything of his that I just don't like. And then the idea of the, like, especially now, the idea of the board games being a story, right? When you open up the box, there's a story to be told, and then you're living in that story. A little bit serious when like rhinos are running through your front door and through your living room. Like, I get it, but the idea of like literally playing in the world when you're playing a board game, like, I still love that idea. And that movie was it was so cool to see. It had a very Peter Pan type thing, right? Where like he was lost in there for a while, just like Peter. Like, it was really. Yeah, it was.
I didn't know that was John Favreau.
Yeah, I love Jumanji.
It's hard for me to put Jumanji in top 5 for 2 reasons. One, because I know that movie would not survive if it wasn't for Robin Williams. And you could take other movies that he's in, some movies that he's in, and say, oh, let's replace him with this person. Yeah, it'd still probably be a good movie and stuff. I don't think that movie would even... I don't think anybody would remember that movie if it didn't have Robin Williams, and not just because of his stardom, but because of the role that he brought to it, right?
Yeah.
So, and you know, that's fine because it's still fun and awesome to watch and stuff. But I always feel like anytime it's not on him, I'm kind of bored a little bit. But and then also the new Jumanjis are just better in my mind.
They're modern.
But they're good. They're hilarious. I just rewatched it the other day, actually, about a week ago.
I loved. The only thing I don't like about the new Jumanjis is Mr. Jack Black. Not a fan. I do that. What you just did every time he's on. I hate it. But I love the rest of the cast. I like the movie. I can't compare the two. Like, I get it, but I don't compare the two. I don't compare the new Jumanji series to Robin Williams Jumanji.
That's fair.
We're separated.
That's fair. It's kind of like Batman series. Like, they can be their own kind of thing. So
yeah,
that's fair. But it's definitely in my top 10. So it made number 10.
Well, there you go.
Once I realized there wasn't a part 2.
Jumanji 2.
I actually never saw Zathura. I thought the trailer of it looked horrible.
Of what?
Zathura. So I never actually saw it. Was it good?
Zathura was okay. It felt like a Jumanji knockoff at times. You're like, okay, I get it. It's Jumanji in space. Fine. But it was good. It was good.
All right.
Yeah, Jack Black is... I'm not a fan. I'm not saying Kevin Hart is good in that movie, but I have this inner demon for Jack Black. So like Kevin
I think
Hart,
they're all great in that movie.
It's good. It's a good movie. I don't not watch it. I just with him.
All right, Mr. Jack Black hater. What's your number 3? Because we're doing the snaky thing.
Yeah, we're doing the snaky thing. So I'm gonna come out with 7.
No, you're number 3.
Yeah, and it's gonna be the movie 7.
Yeah 7's awesome.
Yeah, 7's. I remember the first time watching. Obviously, it's different, second time through, and because you things happen. But I remember the first time watching that. Like, what a cast, what a story! It was so like fucked as a movie. You're like, oh my god, there's no way. It really hit hard.
There are some scenes in that still live in my head.
Yeah.
Every now and then it just pops in. I'm like, ugh. Yeah.
But also that line of what's in the box is like, I use that. Like, it's just a line out of context, but you use it like a lot.
I mean, anybody in the board game, scene is going to be using what's in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So 7. I'll come out with 7. It was that. I mean, there's a couple that are good ones, but I mean, it was the best movie of '95. Like it's number ones for a lot of reasons. Um, it
7 was
it
my
does
number 19.
it loses it a little bit. It was like trying to go back and watching it because you kind of see it with a lot of movies like that. You kind of see it happening, and you're like, you don't really get a lot of when you go back and watch certain movies and you can pick up on shit, and you're like, oh, that was a good little thing because that clued you into something. You get a little bit of that, but you don't. It's more of just a oh my god movie. So, but I love it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for me, I don't think I've watched it more than twice. I'm not even sure I finished it the second time. And it's because once you do know where everything is going and stuff, all you're really finding that you're doing is waiting until those moments that are scenes that are going to burn themselves into your brain whenever you
Yeah.
don't want them to pop up, kind of thing. Excellent horror.
Yeah.
But yeah, very good. I am surprised you had that so high, though. You know, you haven't really talked a lot about horrors and stuff, so.
I would say it's more of a thriller than a horror. Like Candyman, I would say is horror. I think this is more of a thriller. I do like thrillers.
I agree that it's a thriller, but I think that it has horror under it, and that's what makes it so unique in a way.
Yeah, I can see it.
So, yeah. I mean, thriller is the mature horror, isn't it? I mean, it's
I guess
a well-written horror.
I think like a horror, like a mystery horror is a thriller, right? Like I think if you take mystery and add it to that horrific kind of experience that happens, then you have yourself a thriller because you're trying to figure out.
You don't think Jason had mystery to him in Friday the 13th? I mean, there actually was a mystery Friday the 13th. You know, because it was, anyway. So we're talking about 1995 or number 3. All right, friend. Let's see if you can guess what my number 3 is.
I'm all over the place because now.
Have I hit any of the ones that you've marked?
No,
really?
Not
okay. Well, this is going to be one because you have to have this marked, and it has to be on your list as well. So, I don't know what to do with a person if it's not on their list.
They're not on the list. I mean, it could be. We'll see.
Okay. Actually, I say that I'm married to someone who doesn't like the movie, but so, yeah, it's Toy Story.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have that starred. I knew that was that was.
Of course.
Yeah.
How do you not? Yeah. I mean, Toy Story. It's kind of hard to rewatch now because the animation and all that stuff is not where we are today, obviously. But at the time, it was amazing. And the story still 100% is still great and holds up. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
That's Luca painting today. And on the table is Woody and Buzz from Toy Story.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I got another picture of them all set up. We don't have Rex yet, so he's been substituting in this other T-Rex. There. I got him Ham and Slinky Dog a couple days ago. So this is on the table.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He loves them. He absolutely loves them. We've been watching them. I haven't seen 4 yet, but we've been watching them pretty regularly over the past couple.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see 4. They did such a good job at like ending it at 3, but I'll probably see it,
I have to see it, but I agree with you. Like that ending at 3, like I thought that was it. Like I remember watching it going like I was like nervous, and you get really, because you've watched them for so long. Like I was really like, that's how they do it. Like they did a really good job with 3.
When we started doing these lists, I was doing the same thing because where I would look up, it would just not show animation or whatever. So after I do my search, I then do a search of the animation movies in 95. I don't know why, but they separate them.
No, my search does. Like Ghost of the Shell was on here, and like I said, all the Dragon Ball Z keeps coming up because they just
I saw that
every year.
Yeah,
great pick. That's on my list. That was probably the next one I was going to talk about.
Yeah, I imagine I was stepping on one that you were going to talk about if I didn't. So I think these next two are going to be doing the same thing. So
well, now I'm at a little bit of a loss because I thought if that's the only one I have with your I don't know where you're going. Oh, maybe these two. Maybe these two. All right, we'll see.
All right. Well, I guess I'm doing my number 2 since we're snaking, right?
Well, that was your number 2. Oh, that was your number 3.
That was my number 3.
Right. So yeah, you're.
I got 2 more for you.
Yeah.
All right. So this one, a little bit of guilty pleasure because it's. I mean, most people are going to argue it's not better than Toy Story, but for me, I probably rewatched this movie 100 times. I don't know why.
Oh, it's got to be this one.
I don't know why, but just for whatever reason, the beats in it, the action, the sayings, the funny things that happen, all that stuff. It's a stupid. Oh, you were my brother the whole time thing, but Desperado is my number 2.
Oh wow, not that at all. All right, interesting.
So you didn't have that one marked?
No, it's not even on my list.
Man, I mean, I was already a Tarantino fan because we talked about Pulp Fiction. It was my number 1 from '94, right?
Yeah.
And Reservoir Dogs was way up on my list, if not 1 or 2. And so Tarantino produced, I think, or at least co-produced this, and of course he shows up in the movie as well. Yeah. And you can feel his presence in some of the writing and all that stuff. So those kind of movies, for whatever reason, especially at that time, was like just right there on, that's what I like to see.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, guitar case, and then whenever they pull out the guitar with the mini gun inside and all that, and it's just getting more and more ridiculous. I love it.
Yeah, that's the remake of El Mariachi, right? We talked about that a couple.
It's part 2 to El Mariachi.
Yeah. Oh, it's not a remake; it's a part 2. Got it.
Yeah. Now, El Mariachi was, not what's his name, Antonio Banderas, but
Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's a really weird thing, actually, because you think about it. Imagine you're a movie producer or whatever. You see a movie in some other language or something, and you just go, "Man, that was a really good movie. I'm going to make a part 2 of it, but in English, and recast everybody." And like, what? That's weird.
Yeah,
such a weird thing to do. So, yeah.
Good.
That's my number 2.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Salma Hayek, come on.
Then I don't know where to go. All right.
If only you'd made this list earlier.
I know, but I make it. You know how I make them, and then depending on what you do, I have a couple.
And I like to complain about how you make them. So.
I have some that are obvious. They're obvious, like they're. I have them boxed in, like literally they're boxes, and I know I'm talking about them, and then I kind of leave it open depending on what else comes through. Oh man, I mean, there are a couple. It seemed like going through it. It seemed like such an easy list. It was so obvious. These are the ones to talk about because there's such junk in 95. Like it wasn't as much as 90, obviously 94.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've got 15? I've got 20 really good movies. I'd watch any of them today.
Sure, I have 15 written down. I get it, but there are obvious ones in this one, right? Like the other ones, you could get 30, 40, 50 deep because there were so many good movies that came out. This one seemed like, oh, yeah, these are the ones we're going to talk about. And I don't understand why some of them are so low on the like if 7 was number 1 this year, Toy Story was number 9, Jumanji was number 13. But there were some like, I'll talk about it later anyway. All right, so I got to go to my number 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. But
I'm so surprised you haven't stepped on any of mine. You're about to. You have to.
I know you're not gonna. You don't have my number 1. There's no way you're talking about my number 1. This one might be a step on. It's either this or this, but I'm gonna go with. I say a lot more from this movie though. There are a lot of good quotes from this one. I got to go with Crimson Tide.
Really?
Yeah.
That is my number 20.
Is it?
Yes.
Crimson Tide, Gene Hackman and Denzel, like that movie was just, there's so much tension in those two throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And that, like, the culmination of what's going on in there, like, they are brilliant. And that, I love that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah. I mean, you take Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington and put them in a tube and have them yell at each other for 2 hours. It was great.
Yeah, it was amazing. Because they can't go anywhere. Like, I think there's even, like, you as the viewer are watching them, like, the tension that they create in that movie, and then they can't go anywhere because they're underwater and they're in, like you said, in the tube. Like, what are they going to do? And then it just propels so well.
Yeah.
Soundtrack is great.
The only thing I would say about that movie, the reason why it's on 20 for me, is because you know from the beginning who's right and who's wrong, right?
Right.
And I kind of wish it'd been in a kind of, you never know, could be this guy, it could be, like, I wish there was that kind of pool where you would have in the audience some people on Gene Hackman's side and some people on Denzel Washington's side.
I
wish they'd played it that way.
Today you would have that ambiguity between who's right and who's wrong, and you wouldn't know,
That's
especially
fair.
knowing Denzel's played, like, some dirty characters and Gene Hackman plays dirty characters, but they've also played the opposite side. So you're like, I don't even know who to root for in this one. I
Right.
think you'd have a little bit more in today's, if that came out today, I think you'd have a little bit more in that play to keep you guessing.
That's fair. That's fair, because Denzel Washington, well, I wouldn't consider either one of them a villain, honestly. And that's the crazy thing, is I don't think this movie has a real villain between them.
Sure.
I think they both really feel justified in what they're saying and doing.
Well, you could say that about Anakin and Obi.
It is definitely no Hunt for Red October.
No.
Hunt for Red October is the better movie, but they don't need to, just because they happen in submarines, you know.
Yeah. And they both have red covers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And deal with Russia.
And do it Russia. Yeah, I think those two actors in that scenario, where, like, the one mistake goes, like, it just creates so much chaos, and it just felt edgy the entire time. I love that movie.
Well, and the crazy thing is, like, if you watch that today, it's really weird because we're going to do a get off my lawn moment here. But if you didn't grow up as a kid in the Cold War, a lot of this stuff just doesn't feel like scary at all, right? Like, you know, between Russia and stuff, like, there's no, right now, if we would go, we're going to go to war with Russia, everybody like, all right, fine, go to war with Russia. Yeah. Like, it's not a big deal. But, you know, when you grew up with, like, you got to hide under a desk in case a nuke goes off, then, you know, every moment felt like, ooh, it could be right now, and then end of, you know, they just don't have that anymore, and which is a good thing. I'm not saying like good old days or anything, but I'm just saying you don't have that feeling anymore in movies, right? In war and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting to, like, if you were to show this to someone younger who never experienced that,
sure,
I don't think they'd feel it. They'd go to war a little bit, settle things, and then that's it. Like, they just wouldn't get, Armageddon is going to happen if they, you know, use that key.
That same thread, though, if you showed Drop Dead Fred to someone and said, hey, this is one of my favorite movies, you're going to love it, we'd be committed.
You would be, because I would never say that.
Okay, so if
that was on your list, not mine.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
Like, it's just different.
Red Dawn was an amazing movie and has the same problem, because whenever they remade this, the remake was not bad at all. It wasn't as good as the original at all, but it was not bad at all. But it didn't have that feeling of, you know, this really could happen kind of feel. And so, yeah, interesting times, or less interesting times, which is a good thing in that way. Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob. Yeah, I was 84.
Yeah.
New one was all right. It was
11 years prior to this.
No Sense of Doom. Yeah, and that's, a good thing, right? So, although it did make us innovate. So, getting off it. I did not see Crimson Tide on your list.
Crimson Tide's great. Yeah, Gene Hackman, man. Classic.
Yeah, but I thought you'd have my number 19, not my number 20 on your list. Or my number 17, which is the one I said people would be upset that isn't there. But so far, I haven't seen anybody complain. So Interesting.
Well, there are going to be some complaints coming when I tell you about my number one. Yep.
Dr. Jones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's good.
Was that written by Robert Downey Jr. or was that written by?
All right. So now we're doing Snakey Snake It. So you're doing number one.
Yeah. Yep. This was clear. I've been waiting on this one, and I don't know how many people have watched it. I don't care if it holds up.
Do I get to guess? Do you want to give me like clues or something?
You can.
All right. So you said you don't know how many people have seen it.
I really don't know if many. Some people have. But.
Let me ask questions. All right, and you give me yes or no questions, and let's see how fast I can get to it.
Okay.
All right. Does it star two famous male roles actors? Two famous male actors as the main actors.
As main, no.
Okay, so it's not that one. Let's see. It can't be that one. There's no way you do that. Oh, no. There's no way you do that one. Is it political?
No.
So it's not that one. Is there time travel?
No.
Seriously? Is it a heist movie? Because everybody's seen that one. Okay. All right, man. Unless it's this insane one, there's no way it's going to be that. There's no way you're going to say that, is it? All right, I'm going to let you say it. Go ahead.
Go with the insane one. What is it?
Does it happen in the post-apocalyptic world?
No.
Okay. All right, good. You're good then. We can still be friends.
No. I have no idea what movies you were even hinting at in this.
Oh, I'll tell you afterwards then.
All right. No, all right. So I'll give you a clue.
Yeah. Give me a clue.
It's got Billy Zane in it.
What? Okay,
Bingo.
this might not even be on my list then. Oh, wait. Was he in? No, he wasn't in that. Does they have 4 different directors?
Nah, that I don't know.
Yeah, no. Billy Zane.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Huh. Was he the bad guy?
He was definitely the bad guy.
Did it happen in Las Vegas?
Did not.
Okay. I was about to say, you're not going to say Showgirls, were you?
No, God. What? No.
Or, okay. Go ahead. We're making this take the, oh, God, it's not that, is it?
No.
Okay.
All right, so it had Billy Zane in it. It also had Jada Smith. All right, Jada
Really?
Pinkett, sorry.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, don't know.
HBO had an interesting series that this movie came out of called Tales from the Crypt.
I have no clue what it is. I'm looking at my list.
So it's definitely not on your list.
Yeah.
It is
What is
Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, do yourself a favor and watch it.
You got a yes, bro.
It's the first time I heard Filter, the band Filter. Their song "Hey Man, Nice Shot" will live forever in my
Really?
brain. Yeah, this movie, it's not good. It's got the puppeteering, like the people are wearing these like puppets, like it's like the graphics are not good in it, but the story is fucking killer. Billy Zane in that. I'm not like Jada Pinkett, whatever. The idea of the movie is just it's Tales from the Crypt, so you're like it's off the wall bonkers. But Billy Zane is his character, the way he acts in that movie, he's my favorite. His sarcasm, the way he looks when he says stuff. This movie, I remember watching it, I could not get enough of it. I wish they did more. The ending was fine. I wish they had done like a Demon Knight 2 and they continued the story, but man, it was so fucking good.
Ready for your dead time story.
There you go.
Uh,
Not Creepshow.
that's funny. Yeah, I was never going to guess that in a
Creepshow.
million years. All right.
Yeah,
Gee.
Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. I'm telling you, Billy Zane.
I can't believe you have not stepped on one of mine.
I can't believe it either. I thought 7. I thought 7. Toy Story was obvious, but you caught me to it. I would have said that first. Yeah. But yeah, if anyone has seen Demon Knight, like, if you haven't, please go.
I've heard people mention it. I don't know anything about it though.
It's so good. The concept of it, that him being it's great. It's such a great. I don't know if it would hold up anymore. I really don't. But the impact it had when I was watching it, I would watch that movie and I wouldn't care if it held up. Like if it was just a laughable, like it's Tales from the Crypt, so I understand it being goofy or being like cheesy or whatever. But man, that movie it's killer. It's a killer movie.
Steven saying you won. Doesn't matter what I say. That was supposed to be it. Okay.
That's like Drop Dead Fred and Hudson Hawk. Like it's got one of those things to it where it's like I don't care. That's
Hudson Hawk this. It's a thing now.
I don't even know if it's on a streamable thing. Like I don't know if you can get it if it's on HBO or if it's on something. But if you can, do yourself a favor, watch that movie. Just prepare yourself. It's going to be dumb. Like it's going to be stupid.
Oh sure, yeah,
but enjoy. Like it's a good ride.
All right. Do you have any guesses for what my number 1 is?
I'm all over the place with you. I
mean,
am.
you marked stuff off.
I did. All right.
So one of them, right?
This is what I marked off. 7.
Okay.
Toy Story.
All right.
Crimson Tide.
Wow. Okay.
And then the other
only my top 20 so far.
The other two that we haven't talked about yet, and I don't think this might be the one, but I'm going to go with the other one first, which I almost talked about. It's got my lines on it. Was Empire Records?
No, Matt mentioned that in the comments though.
Empire Records is great.
I don't know if I ever saw it.
Empire
Has
Records.
Liv Tyler in it? Is that right? That's not the John Cusack one though, right?
That was High Fidelity.
High Fidelity. That's what I was thinking of.
Also
I don't know if I ever saw it.
Also has Jack Black.
High Fidelity is really good and has Jack Black.
And then the other one that I had starred was Tommy Boy.
Oh, I hated Tommy Boy.
Oh, God, so many good
I
lines.
do not like David Spade. Well, actually, I don't mind him as a person. I just don't like his comedy.
Okay.
Put it that way.
All right. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that I got down.
Which actually was probably more of a criticism, like hurtful criticism to him than if I had hated him as a person. Sure. So really, you don't have my number 1? That's insane.
Is it Just Cause?
No. Huh. That's insane. All right. Man, you got me second guessing. That's even on here. Hold on. I don't want to do what I did again. I got to double check it now, right? Because I already messed up once. Let's see. 95. All right. Good. I mean, had to make sure. This is the best movie of this year. This is the movie that it is still just as good today if you show somebody new, as long as it hasn't been spoiled.
That's it. That's the one.
You know what it is now, right? Whenever I talk about spoilers, yeah.
No,
it's the usual suspect.
And I said, yeah, it's that one. Yeah.
Which one?
When I read Wayne's right there, that clued me in. The Usual Suspects is the one.
The Usual Suspects. Yeah. It's it's such a brilliant movie, the way it's done and put together, and the whole story. Don't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen it, because not everybody has every time. Sometimes you're talking to a 14-year-old who hasn't had that many years to see it. Who knows? But still, it's Kaiser Sose. It's an amazing movie. Highly recommend, especially if it hasn't been spoiled. But even if it has been, still watch. I got an from Steven. Oh, I won't say anything mean towards you because you sent me awesome stuff. But
Eric is more than 14. He was born in 2002, so.
No, it was an amazing movie. I remember, I think I saw it maybe 2 years after it came out.
Yeah.
I was in this mode of collecting DVDs. You would go to like a Hollywood store or something like that, or a Blockbuster, and they would have these bins where you could buy like 5 DVDs for like $10 or something like that. And I would just collect a bunch. I'd go through them for like an hour, collect 5 of them, go buy them and stuff. And that was one of those. And I'd watch horrible movie. And then I saw that and I was just like, what? Yeah. And then you go around talking to people about it and stuff. And it was just one of those cult classics that didn't get picked up until it hit DVD.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good one.
And it's unfortunately he's not a great human being anymore. I don't know why I keep picking ones with not great human beings, but Kevin Spacey is really amazing in it, and that's what made him the star that he became. So yeah. So
I liked that movie. I did, and it just suffers from it's hard to watch multiple times.
Really? Because I see new stuff every time I watch it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I should watch it again. But next there's a movie next year that I'll talk about that killed that for me.
One of the behind-the-scenes things that I love the most about that movie is Benicio del Toro's character, Fencer. He was looking at the script, right? And he was reading everything, and he went to the director and said, I've just realized that nothing I ever say in this movie matters. And he said, so I'm just going to say it in a way that you can't even tell what I'm talking about. And the director was like, what? No, you got to say your lines. But he did it anyway. And he was like, and it's hilarious the way he does it. And once you realize that it's almost like a Chewbacca moment where he says stuff and people respond to him. Yeah. And then I just love that. And I love that the actor came up with that. So
that's like BB-8 with Poe, where Poe is like, positive thoughts, buddy, positive thoughts. Like he knows, he understands them, even though you have no idea. Yeah.
Also, that whole scene, the famous scene where they're in the lineup, is an outtake. But it was so good that they just put it in the movie as is. But they were making each other laugh and stuff, and that's exactly what those guys would be doing. So,
that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Heat is the movie I thought everybody's going to be yelling at us for not having on here.
Alan is.
Yeah, good. I needed a little bit yelling at me. Heat
also,
is my number.
Wayne's got a great top 5 there. Like Hackers is great, GoldenEye is great. I appreciate the GoldenEye video game more than the movie. But I completely missed Outbreak. I just checked on the phone again. I had no idea. I missed that was 95, and Outbreak, although probably not multiple times through, but I remember watching that movie the first time and really enjoying it. So good pick on Outbreak.
Yeah, I remember Outbreak. That was what's his name? The guy that I always forget his name. I want to say Donald Sutherland. It's Dustin Hoffman. It's what
Dustin Hoffman. Yep.
Yeah. I thought that was a great movie as well. I've got it on my list. Hackers is my number 7.
Hackers is great.
It is a really bad movie, really, but it's so good.
Yep.
His number 2 is Heat. Is that what he was saying? Yep. His number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, you didn't step on any of my stuff, so I didn't get to go into my 6 to 10. So Get Shorty is my number 6.
Get Shorty's good. That's on my list.
I think it was mentioned in the comments as well. The one I asked you, so I asked you some questions about your number 1, right? The first question I asked you was, does it star 2 male actors who are very well known? And it's Assassins.
Oh, yeah, it's on my list. That's
I love that movie. That was a great movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Antonio Banderas played a great back then. That was a good year for him with Desperado and Assassins out at the same time.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
And then I had Rumble in the Bronx and Jumanji, which we talked about. So,
Yeah.
but Bad Boys got pushed out because of Jumanji. So.
You were asking me, what were the other questions you were asking me?
Oh, I asked you if it had 4 directors because 4 Rooms came out that year.
Oh, right.
And that's a great movie. Really wacky.
Yeah.
I can't believe neither one of us said Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I asked you if it was political because An American President is like a great movie. It really is. It's such a charming movie that you can just rewatch it all the time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It was one of these movies that was always on TV, so you could just find it almost every day.
Yeah.
Which is why I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
And I also asked you about time travel because 12 Monkeys is.
Yeah, that almost made it. 12 Monkeys is good, but I don't think I fully understand that movie still.
I think it takes several watchings to understand all the stuff that goes back and forth, and I have done those several watchings. I did try to watch the series that came after that, and it was just as bad, like as far as like trying to figure out what's going on, but it's a whole series, so I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mallrats came out that year.
Mallrats is good. Billy Madison, I still quote the shit out of that as much as I do Tommy Boy. I can't believe that was the number 24 in the year. Like that, Billy Madison is top 25 of 1995, and that's baffling because it's such a dumb, stupid movie that it's hysterical. Like when the elementary teacher is like eating the glue, putting it on her face. Like it's weird, but there are a lot of quotes that I still say from that one. I can't believe it's top 25.
Yeah, it's weird because I remember a lot of people were fans of Adam Sandler's stand-up. Like we would play his CD stuff. He would have like little bits and stuff on his CDs and all. And then whenever the movie came out, we already kind of knew who he was, my group of friends and stuff, so we went and saw it and stuff. And it was funny. It's weird how that character has turned into a great annoyance to me. Like, I remember seeing the movie and going, this is funny and stuff. And then, like, over the years, it's like did not mature along with me or something. I forget what it was. Like, I don't understand why, but now I just can't stand it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I am surprised neither one of us said Apollo 13. It is on my list. It's number 19.
Yeah, it's on there. I like it. Clueless is
it was
another
a great
one
movie.
There. Yep.
I knew the ending already.
Right. Yeah, you go into it, you know. Just Cause, if you haven't seen Just Cause, that's also really good. Lawrence Fishburne, Sean Connery, like excellent.
Wait,
and then,
is that the one where Lawrence Fishburne goes undercover and does poetry? No, that's an older one. That's an older one, and I had that on my list.
No, this is where Connery comes out of retirement because there was a young African American kid murdered, and he's trying to solve the case.
Oh, I don't think I saw that.
Just Cause is great, and then Sean Connery had another one the same year. The only bad part about this movie to me is Richard Gere, but First Night with Sean Connery, King Arthur, Lancelot, like I love it, but Richard Gere is just not. He's out of time in that one.
That's what I was about to say. Is Richard Gere kind of killed that movie for me?
For sure.
He just has such a flat presence.
Yep.
Agreed. It's okay in some movies. Yeah. I mean, but that one, I needed somebody more dynamic to play that character.
Yeah, especially opposite of Sean Connery in that one. Yeah, some classic, right? You're talking about King Arthur and Lancelot and Guinevere, and like, this is just you needed a bigger.
He's kind of like a urban Kevin Costner.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like Kevin Costner is always kind of flat too.
Yeah.
Like I can even tell when he gets mad sometimes.
Yeah.
The most mad I ever saw him was maybe in the Untouchables.
Yeah.
Like I think that might have been his highest range, and that wasn't that big a range.
That was also super early, though, wasn't it? Untouchables.
Yeah, that was 92, 91, something like that. Yeah, that was on my list in that year when we covered Yeah, we talked about some of these. Braveheart was on my list. That was my number 5. I should take the number 1 off there.
The only one on my list we didn't talk about so far was Friday. I thought Friday was hysterical.
Wait, Friday was that year?
Yep. It came out the same year as Jumanji 2.
Wait, with Ice Cube?
Yeah, Friday. There isn't another. There's next Friday, but it comes after the original Friday.
I didn't see that on the list at all. I definitely would have had that on there. It was a great movie.
You should look at your list better. See, this is why you don't push it on, because look what happens.
Yeah. I can't believe that was 95. I would have thought that was like, if you'd asked me, I would have said 99 or 98.
Friday is a 1995 American buddy comedy film directed by Gary Gray.
That's insane.
Written by Ice Cube. Yep. Damn. I mean, it's got My Felicia in it. Like, come on. Yeah, it's just one of those. Like, nothing held up to it afterwards. Like, even wasn't Bad Boys 95 too?
Yeah, it's on my list.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Number 11. It was surprisingly good because Will Smith was already kind of top of the, all that stuff and all. But I think this was the first time he was action hero, right?
Yeah,
because he was Prince of Bel-Air before that, right?
When was ID4?
ID4.
Independence Day?
Oh, I think that's like 96, 97, something like that.
Does that come later?
I think that's coming. Yeah, because we haven't talked about it. I don't think so anyway. I could be wrong.
I don't remember.
But yeah, I mean, even if it, I said, yeah. So I think this was his first time, and everybody was like, "What? He can't be all like sexy action star guy because he's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air."
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought he did a really good job. And Lawrence, what's his name?
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence. He usually drives me crazy, but I thought he did a really good job in the movie. In fact, when I went to college, I had a roommate who watched nothing but Martin nonstop, 24/7 on the TV. I don't know how he found it, because this was back in the day where you try to change the channel and, there are no streaming. Yeah. He just found it every day, like a marathon. And I was just like done with Martin, but I don't know.
Great.
That was an interesting guy.
Poor
that Martin. Guy, his name was Milton, and he left little paper notes all over his half of the dorm room. And so they'd be everywhere, right? And after he left and stuff, and I was walking, I tried not to read them and stuff. It's not my business. But after we were like leaving and stuff, he'd left already. I picked one up and it said, Tuesday, scratched out. Wednesday, make sandwich, add mayonnaise. I was like, how crazy was this guy, who never spoke to me, by the way, an entire semester? Not one word, except one time he spoke to me. He woke me up at the door and said, I broke your computer, and closed the door and left. And he did. He broke my computer.
I didn't find a group that device named or left.
Shut up. Anyway, I could go on about that guy. He was really weird. But anyway, yeah, that'd be great if that's what the note said.
That'd be funny as hell.
I was like, how close was I to getting murdered in my sleep? That guy was weird.
Well, glad you're not. Thanks, Milton, for not killing Chris. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but you mentioned Ghost in the Shell.
Yep.
I mean, classic movie.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat came out that year.
Yeah, that's one of those guilty pleasure ones where like maybe you liked it because of the game, but it was not good.
Yeah, it's the with mayonnaise thing that really kind of like you had to put that in a note. Yeah. Waterworld. Speaking of Kevin Costner.
Yep, Waterworld was in. Yep,
that's the one I was wondering if Billy Zane was in it because I couldn't remember who the bad guy was.
That's I just lost it.
Oh, was it the guy that plays? Oh, I know who it was. It was the guy who plays Christian Slater's dad in True Romance, right?
He's the bad guy in Speed.
Yeah. What's his name? Oh my God! Somebody tell me that. Die Hard. I hope. Yeah, we just talked about it, but it wasn't on our list. Bad guy from Speed. Yeah, of course. I always know his name whenever it's said, but I can never remember his name. Dennis Hopper. Thank you.
Nice. Good job, Wayne.
Great actor. I don't know why I have a problem with his name. He doesn't look like a Dennis. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you got on your list? Someone mentioned Species, I think. It's a ridiculous movie. Showgirls came out. That was a weird one.
There's some odd, like when I started getting, I went to 300 down the list, but when I hit like 100, 125, they started getting fucking weird. That's what I mean. Like there were some that came out in the other years that were like down the list because there were so many that did better, but they were still good movies. And I found myself the last like 200 of them, or 250, maybe a little bit more. I was just like, these are atrocious. I don't even know what was going on.
Heat is weird that it doesn't score as much as me. Like I said, it was my number 17, I think. And it's because, you got Pacino and you got De Niro, but it felt like the movie was just made for them to like talk to each other.
Yeah. Yep.
It just felt kind of manufactured around that instead of actually like a good heist movie.
Was Casino the same year?
Yes, it was. I have it on the list here.
Was it the same year? Yeah.
That one is another one that, like, I think I saw it that year or maybe the year after, and then I haven't seen it since. I barely remember anything about it. I know that Pesci was in it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some like Ace Ventura is iconic, but
no, that's Ace Ventura 2 is this year.
Right, was this year. The second one didn't hit as much as the first one.
Yeah. Most of the jokes had already kind of been, I guess that character is kind of like once you see the first movie, But yeah, I think we talked about all the. Oh no! When I asked you if it was post-apocalyptic, it's because Tank Girl came out in 1995. Yeah, that eye roll.
I thought you were talking about Waterworld in post-apocalyptic.
Oh well, that's also Well, yeah, if that'd give me some kind of clue, but yeah, Tank Girl. Yeah, it's weird. Did you know that the artist for Tank Girl is part of the music band Gorillaz?
Huh? Nope.
It's two guys. Gorillaz was they're not anymore, but it's two guys. It's him and it's and if you look at the artwork, you can see the resemblance. It's him and the lead singer from Blur. That guy.
Yeah.
Song 2 or whatever.
Yeah. I remember that one.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Anyway, the more you know.
The more you know.
Yeah. Neither one of us mentioned the Batman movie.
No, I wouldn't.
Batman Never.
Bat nipples.
Oh, and we didn't mention Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, that one never grabbed me. I wanted to. It didn't do the right thing.
It was really weird because it was like we didn't know the Matrix was coming, right? Obviously. So whenever I saw it, I was just like, okay, that was this was not a good sci-fi year. Not at all.
No.
And I was like,
you did have Star Trek.
Yeah, well, we're not counting.
Right, but you didn't talk about it.
Wait, what year are you saying?
95. There's a Star Trek movie that came up on the thing.
Which one? It's the one after Generations, right? It's
I passed over it because it's Star Trek. I don't care about it.
I keep Star Wars and Star Trek movies off my list, so I didn't put it on there. Let's see.
Right.
It would have been
you didn't talk about it.
Yeah, it would have been one of the Generation movies. So no, that's 96. Is First Contact. Yeah, it didn't come up.
There's a Star Trek on the 95 list.
What? Which one?
I don't know. I passed it over because it's fucking Star Trek.
No, there's no Star Trek in 95.
First Contact was 96.
Yeah, 94 was Generations, and then the next one is First Contact.
You know what it was? What year did Voyager come out?
Voyager is the series.
Right. What year did it come out?
97, I think. let's say I could do the math. That might have actually 97. Yeah, hold on. So 89 was whatever.
Star Trek Voyager was 1995.
Oh, yeah, that's a series, though.
Well, the list that I was looking at had TV series in it as well. Because I saw
Okay.
Star Trek, and I kept going.
Gotcha. Is there a link to these lists? There's a video.
Yeah, it's YouTube/full42/top 95.
You mean a list to all this? No, we just Googled and looked up stuff.
I have a list. Here's my list.
Yeah, I mean, I have it written on a notepad thing here.
No, Rob Roy was a good one, Phil, but no, we didn't talk about that one.
I saw Rob Roy. I didn't.
Yeah.
It really had bad timing because of Braveheart, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You can't have two Scottish hero movies at the same year.
Yeah.
The only one I have on here that isn't that we hadn't talked about is I Am the Law.
Oh, Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd. That was okay.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, and not a great sci-fi.
I saw in the remake, I saw an article that said Carl Urban never took the mask off. He always kept the helmet
I think
on.
that's true.
Even after.
Oh, you mean while not filming and stuff?
Yeah. Like kept
That's funny.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. Now his movie was a better Dredd, but
For sure.
I still think there's a better movie to be had from that.
Sure. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if it'll ever be revisited, but it was definitely better than Stallone's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah. 95 was a pretty good year.
Yeah.
There's other than The Usual Suspects and Toy Story and Desperado, there aren't any other movies that I would say need to go in a time capsule kind of thing. Those three for me do, but the other ones, like, I would recommend tons of these movies to people, but you don't need to see them.
No,
Like,
there are other ones
like,
that do
you
the
gotta
same
see
kind of thing, murder mysteries or medieval, like King Arthur kind of stories. But do yourselves a favor if you haven't yet. Go watch Demon Knight. Go watch Demon Knight before they scrub it like they did that Sinbad whatever music movie, or Shaq is whatever that genie thing.
Well,
was. You know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that. I know that a lot of people, like, there's a cult following for the Demon Knight thing because I've heard people talk about it before, but I don't. Yeah,
it's so great. It's such a good. I mean, it's just cool. It's just cool.
Shazam, that's what it was called.
That's the one. Yep.
Whatever happened to Sinbad? He's just a dude somewhere.
He just made an appearance. He obviously, I think he had a stroke and he's not like part of the left side isn't working or something. But
I didn't know that. Okay, well, that's too bad.
Yep. Good night, Steven.
Like and subscribe before you go.
I like how everything you've added covers up my name.
No. I've got this. Here we go. Better?
That's perfect. That's good.
As long as it doesn't cover my name, I'm good.
No, your name is not covered, but everything, all the numbers, everything covers up. That one's fine.
Here, equal.
Perfect. Yep, I like that.
Actually, you're. I got a thumb picking my nose here.
You do. Well. Thanks, Evan. Oh, how'd your release? I hope your release went well. Was it the release or the premiere? That movie that Evan was in, or the film? I don't know what you were calling it. Released or premiered or something? Was it today or over the weekend? Hope that went well.
Oh, was Evan in something?
Yeah.
I thought he was in a play or something, wasn't it? Is
premiere.
it
No, it was a film.
Okay.
It's a film.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a film.
Congratulations. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've not been on Facebook a lot.
Over the past couple months.
Fair enough.
Oh, Saturday? Cool. Hope it went well.
What is it? Where can we find it? What's it called? Where can we find it? All that stuff.
There you go.
Tell us. We'll put it up here so that other people can find it too.
We can do a gathering.
Do we know? Do you?
Nope. Whenever you start with "do you," no, I don't.
Do you know what we're doing next week?
No clue.
Okay. Well, I threw a top 5 at you, and you thought
I
it was
liked
a
it.
good one. Do you want to do that one? You
We
decide
can
right now.
We can do 96 if you want. We can do your top 5 if you want. We could also bring Daryl back to do the rest of Essen because that took quite a while.
Did you not finish Essen?
No, we went through we got to the last one had 100 thumbs and we were 2.5 hours in and we were a quarter, maybe a third of the way through the list. There was almost 800 titles and we hardly made a dent.
Man.
Yep.
When we bring Daryl back, it'll be his 10th time. So he'll have to shave his head or something to join.
What we said last time was that since it would be his 10th time, he gets a name underneath his name. But we needed suggestions, and I don't know if anybody was given suggestions for Daryl's name in the last one. So either pop into the Discord or comment on this video or something about what Daryl's name should be under Daryl's name.
Zero, get a gold jacket. I don't have a gold jacket.
Yeah, I don't have a gold jacket.
That must be from something.
Gold jacket we're missing.
All right. Well, we'll be here next week one way or another. You will either do the 1996 movies or we might have a fun top 5 board game thing. We haven't done, other than the review stuff for Gen Con and Essen, we haven't done top 5 for board game stuff in a while. So
I like that option. I like that what you brought up.
Cool. Well, let's do it then, and I'll say what it is.
Then why don't we do that?
All right. And that was I'm scrolling to find exactly how I worded it. Oh yeah. We're going to do the top 5 new gateway games from the last 5 years. So no Ticket to Ride or Settlers or stuff like that. New gateway. So yeah. And I'm going to leave out expansions that pull in older ones, stuff like that.
Base
I want
game.
kind of like new fresh stuff that isn't talked about as much that should be.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I like that one.
Yeah, new evergreens. That's a good one.
Yep.
Nice. And throw out your suggestions for that as well. Tell us if we missed any more.
What other topic you want us to do? Like, what else would you? What kind of?
What's funny is this is our 177th episode. And I started looking at some of our old thumbnails as I was making this one. And there's a lot of lists that we need to update too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
let's finish out the year with new shit. And then we'll start season 5. Every one of our episodes should be an old episode that we're redoing.
Yeah, we should try to copy it as close as we can because nobody's going to go back and watch those old ones.
Right, but like they need updates, right? So we could pick.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we go back 4 years from January 28th and whatever that episode was.
It'll be called. What do they do whenever they take movies that were done a long time ago and they remake them? What's that called?
Remaking Redux.
Remakes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Remakes.
Yeah, we'll just do that again. Sure.
Okay, I'm good with that. We can mirror what we did for year 1. That'd be interesting.
It'd be weird.
That'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun.
There's some fun top 5s. I think we did top 10s back then too. So now we got to think more. I don't like that.
You might have. Yeah, I like that. Season 5, back to the beginning.
Nice. Going back in time.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. Let's not do it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We should bring back on the same guests as well. Yeah. That would be fun. Yeah.
I agree. I like that idea. I like where this is going.
But we've met a lot of new people too that deserve some showtime. We'll add new ones in there as well.
Well, if we're redoing, like for the 5th year, we're redoing year 1. then for the 6th year, we'll redo year 2. And for the 7th year, we can redo year
Yeah.
2.
Well, what if we meet somebody new that hasn't been on yet?
Well, we have an off week. That's fine. Because I'm sure there were weeks.
That's
that
what
we
I'm saying.
didn't
It's like,
oh, yeah.
that's what I was saying. Is we'll pick like the best of the year because we don't do all those years.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Relive the past.
I love it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching. Let us know how we're wrong for our number ones.
Except for Demon Knight, because you're wrong. If you tell me that I'm wrong for
I
Demon
can't say that you're wrong because I haven't seen it.
Watch it.
And-
Watch it tonight.
Well, the problem with watching these movies from '95 or whatever is that there's no nostalgia attached to it. So, when someone watches something from like '95, it's a rare movie that can hold up to today's standards of watching something stupid or whatever, right?
Yeah, there's still a little nostalgia. Like, this was my first year in college. Like, 94, 95 was my first year out of high school. So there's a little bit, although none, like, they're definitely not hitting the nostalgia strings like some of the other ones were. So I agree.
Oh, yeah. See, once we get around, we'll have Andrew back on. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this topic. They ought to do this on Whiskey Wednesday, and then we should do one
Oh,
for
my
them.
God. That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Mike's still hanging around. He was here earlier. So,
Uh-huh.
all right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week talking about stuff.
Top
board
5
game stuff,
new
board game
gateways.
stuff.
Yeah.
5 new gateways. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
There he is. Yeah, Mike, you got to do an episode that's the top 5 ways we're wrong, and then we'll do one on why you're wrong.
Yeah, we'll just pick different top 5s and find your number ones, and then talk about how wrong you are. No answer. He's like, fun show. See ya.
Yeah, because he's not paying attention. He's
Yeah.
he's asleep on the couch.
All right.
See you, Rob.
Good night, Rob. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, thanks. I'll see you guys soon.
Bye.